Another headline, another reason we can't stay silent. I need to talk about the Target boycott, not as a political story, but as a parenting story. Because what just happened is one of the most important lessons we could ever teach our children, if we do it right. Earlier this year, Target joined a wave of major corporations rolling back their DEI commitments, diversity, equity, inclusion programs that took decades to build, dismantled in a season to appease a political moment. The Black community responded the only way that has ever moved this country, with their dollars. A boycott, organized, sustained, and working. But here's what most people do not know and what I need you to sit with. The boycott was not born in a megachurch. It was built on the ground in Minneapolis by 3 community organizers, civil rights attorney Nikema Levi Armstrong, Jelani Hussein, and Monique Cullors Dottie. Everyday warriors who did the unglamorous work of organizing, strategizing, and sustaining a movement. Then, Pastor Jamal Bryant launched a high-profile 40-day Target fast, and suddenly, that is the story the cameras followed. The architects became footnotes, the amplifier became the headline. And I need us to ask, what does that teach our children about who gets credit for community work, about whose labor gets seen and whose gets consumed? But the boycott was devastatingly effective. Target was hemorrhaging billions of dollars and their brand has become hugely unpopular. But they did not make any changes. Then Bryant declared the boycott complete, praised the CEO, celebrated a $2 billion pledge toward Black-owned businesses, and for a moment it looked like a victory lap. The problem? The people who actually built this movement never agreed the race was over. Levi Armstrong and Hussein pushed back immediately because the central demand, restoring DEI commitments, had never been met. A financial pledge had been substituted for structural change, a mere band-aid where surgery was required. That is not a win. That is a negotiation where one side forgot what they came for. And I say this with respect because Bryant apologized and that matters. But we need to name what happened clearly. When a high-profile face steps into a movement built by grassroots organizers and then declares it finished without consulting the people who started it, that is not leadership. That is a takeover with good or selfish intentions and bad timing. And it sends a message to every corporation watching that the right check delivered to the right person at the right moment can make our movements go away. That is dangerous because they're taking notes. As a child psychologist, I need you to see what this moment is teaching every young person watching. They are watching whether we protect the people who do the quiet work or only celebrate the people with the platforms. They are watching whether our principles are negotiable, whether money can redirect a movement that community built with their own hands. And in this period where Black children are watching their history disappear from classrooms, what we model right now matters more than we know. Real leadership does not arrive after the foundation is laid and claim the building. Real leadership asks, who started this? Who has been here? What did we come here to win? A check can be written and quietly forgotten. Policy has to be fought for, documented and enforced. If we accept pledges in the place of policy, we are teaching our children that our dignity has a price tag. It does not. Learn the names Nikema Levi Armstrong, Jelani Hussein, Monique Cullors Dottie. Say them out loud because the people who build the foundation deserve to be known as much as the people who show up for the ribbon cutting. Teach your children that real community work is rarely loud. It is consistent. It is unglamorous. And it is exactly the kind of work this moment requires. Stay in the fight. Keep the pressure on and make sure the people who started it are still leading it. This is Dr. Thomas, because someone has to say it.